we got to talk about some drama. Yes, Nicole, the drama of this week was insane. Ooh.
Oh, we gotta talk about the drama. If you know about Ladies Takeover, we talk about drama. And since we already had somebody kick off one of the topics, we're gonna go ahead and start it off with the famous call. The referees unfortunately got a bad call for the Dallas Cowboy Detroit game, which everybody said was a pivotal call because it maybe have determined the seeding, what's happening in the league. Ladies, what do we think about the ref's call? What are we honestly thinking? Kate, I'm going to come to you first because I know you had a lot to say on your Facebook that night. Very heated, diehard family of Detroit. What you thinking?
If you saw in my name, it says Kate Decker reported Elverson. I mean, Brad Allen needs to be fired and told he needs to go bye-bye because this is his third blunder of the season. 3 strikes, you're out, right? He's a poor excuse for a ref, in my opinion. And so Decker reported... Skipper wasn't even near him. He was coming off the field and walked up near them, but wasn't the one who reported. So, yeah, and Dan Campbell explained he told the refs going into the game that this is what was going to happen and who was going to report and who wasn't. And I feel the refs got it wrong and cost them that win against your team. So, but you can't change the past, can you? But I feel the Lions were robbed too, Christopher Cole. I think that the 2-point conversion should have stood, and Decker reported, Sean. There was clear Goff. There's video of Goff sending him over to report and saying you need to go report. So anyway, it is what it is. It's all over with. But Brad Allen, I hope you live a poor excuse of a life and everything is miserable for you from here on out.
Oh, man. It seems like the Detroit fans are fired up. Delilah, what you think?
We have billboards now that say Decker reported all over Detroit.
Oh, that's what that was.
Let's see. All right, Delilah, what you think about it?
I just think I've talked about this on the roundtable. I think the issue is just consistency. The thing is with this referee, people have pointed out that he's messed up more than once. And so they were talking about the infamous Eagles-Miami game. I never realized that he didn't call any penalties against the Eagles. They were all Miami. And they said that that's unheard of. Like, not even one. Not even, you know what I mean? Like, not one penalty. And, the infamous, Mahomes, whatever. I don't care what you feel about the Chiefs. The point is that he has been the one he's been the guy for all these 3 games where the calls were questionable. But I think it comes down to what we've said in other football shows. I know the show y'all talk about it as well. Talk about the roundtable. It's consistency. That's really what it is. I think that's why fans get mad is because we see, you're right, it is a call, but you don't call it all the time. You know what I mean? And that's really what it is. It's like, if you're going to make that call, then it should be consistent. And I think that's where going into the training's got to be better. They got to do better with training, these referees, looking, viewing, that all that stuff is what fans are saying, because it does look sometimes questionable when it's like, okay, but we see these things happening and we don't see calls in other games with other teams. I think that's really the problem, is the play calling isn't consistent, and it's bad. And it's not just me. I mean, a lot of people are reporting on officiating just being awful overall in the NFL. And so I think that's really what it is. I think that if officiating was better, if it was consistent, if those calls were called every time with it, you know what I mean? Consistently across the board, then no one would question it. Then no one would say well, really, why'd you make that call at that point? And I think that's why fans are mad. Regardless if your Detroit or Cowboys fan is consistency, because there's been games where it's gone the other way where Cowboy fans look at the calls that they're like, hey, what's going on there, right? So that's what I'm saying. So that's really what it comes down to. And I think if the NFL, doesn't want us to, hold up billboards saying Decker, whatever, like, they've got to do a better job. And it's not just me. It's just sports people who analyze this stuff more than even we do have said the officiating is bad. Like, they got to do better.
Yeah. All right, Nicole, what you think?
This guy, I feel bad for him, Taylor Decker. He's got a lot of media and press on him now to like, say certain things or do certain things, and he's trying to, I think, clear the air that even though maybe he like clearly something was miscommunicated, like with the refs, hearing or whatnot. That was a big call that's now ruptured a little bit. I think I hate to have these little ribbons pull at and tug at the NFL for their reputation, but there are other sports in other countries of I think even remember of, you know, mass corruption and I don't ever want that to even seep into the NFL or anything like that of with the referees and repercussions like and in thinking of I feel bad for both parties is what I'm trying to say. I guess feel bad for the ref and I guess I feel bad for this Taylor Decker and I'm a little biased with the Cowboys. I'm happy that they're going through. So that's my thoughts.
I appreciate that, Nicole. I appreciate that.
All right, Nicole.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this incident needs to now figure out a way that there can be more of a sound off, basically like a loudspeaker with what is done when somebody comes up to the ref so you can hear what is said, because everybody can have their opinion on it. Everybody can see it in different views, different ways. You see that he's looking at 70 come in, maybe messing up the number when it came to giving it to the Cowboys. You remember, he did say 70 is eligible to the Cowboys defense. It was never even mentioned that 68 was eligible at all, which is why he's so wide open. But it also comes to the fact where the refs definitely have to do better. If you want to point out that play, then we can definitely point out the play where the Cowboys just had it and they said there was tripping. Not one incident of tripping. They've proven it. They zoomed in on it. Not one tripping at all. Hutchinson from the Detroit Lions trip, but it was called on the Cowboys. They are really not getting it right, and it's aired that they're not getting it right. So regardless of call, no call, this is an important job. I know that they have to do training for this job. I just feel like now that we're getting man-made mistakes, because we do make mistakes, that there has to be some type of video camera, hearing camera that can hear everything that is done on the field. So that way there's never a controversy on 68 reported. No, he didn't. I saw 70 do this. We can actually get an audio recording of a player coming up to a ref and saying what's happening. Because now we have to now only say, oh, well, there's a he said, she said. But just like the commercials, let's go to the replay. Let's go to the replay. Let's figure out what exactly happened, because you could have fixed that right then and there. So I definitely think that the refs got to get it right. Fortunately, it worked out for my team. I'm sorry, Kate, but
don't worry. Well, if we have to get you again in the playoffs, we'll get you.
There we go. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. And this way, and like Delilah said, it's happened. It's not just the first time it's happened. This has happened. And I think what Delilah was saying, the pivotal moments are what people hold on to. But we got to make sure that they are getting this right. Such a serious game. We're getting ready to go into you got to keep the mind of both sides and just everything. The ref, I want accountability for them too. What if Brian Allen is telling the truth? What if he didn't get it? And now we're saying that, he's lying. He ran up to him. But what if there was a miscommunication where, Decker didn't get to really say what he needed to say, or he didn't hear him? We can prove all of that with actual more cameras. They're doing it for the replay calls. We're doing it for the fouls. We're doing it for everything else.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be doing it for the refs. They got to have a backup accountability, period.
I agree.
We love you guys' comments, man. Thank you. Thank you for my new mic.
It would just be nice to have the NFL hold them more accountable than backing them all the time, too.
Yes. And that's what they're gonna do.
And that's the part that
coaches and players can't say anything. Of course, Dan Campbell wanted to get up there and say, "Daggone refs messed us up." But you can find.
I wish they could find the refs for their bad performances, like they can find the players for speaking out against them.
Absolutely.
There needs to be dual accountability.
100%.
Football fantasy for the refs.
I don't feel bad for bad refs. I feel no remorse.
Set up some fines, but it's such an important game or such an important time right now with 17 and 18 where so many things are decided. Things that what also makes it elevated. But, we can talk about it all day. We can go back and forth. Everybody knows, something, but we weren't in that position. And I think, it sucks that an awesome play got taken back. But it also, as you can see, it just sucks the fact that, even the wrong player was given to the Dallas Cowboys. They aired that. But I wish the conversation, everything was in there so we could hear it all. Know that Brian Allen for sure messed up and find him accountable. Fines need to be given out because that way it'll make him be more serious about these calls that they're just randomly throwing out.
If this was his first mistake, I could understand, but knowing he's blundered a lot this season, it's maybe time to remove him from the NFL reffing altogether.
Yeah, I don't know if that will happen, but I think that it should be more training done for all referees. I'm unanimous on that. Training. Like they need to be. The games are on Sundays. They need to be twice a week training.
Yeah, they should.
100%.
The guys got to show up for training camp. You got to get a training camp for reps. Have them in there
every day. You guys need to be practicing different scenarios and all of that.
Send them to the training camps too to practice.
Yes,
like their local team.
Training camp, the boot camp, But you guys know we could talk about that all day.